Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. It was actually a weekend filled with actions from football to other sports in Nigerian Premier Football League, the European top 5 leagues, and then also we have the heavyweight, the pound-to-pound sports over the weekend where Ngannou, our own African brother from Cameroon, challenged the almighty Tyson Fury right there in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, and it was it was a good one for Ngannou, a mixed martial sports person, but coming into the boxing proper. In mixed martial art, you have to use your fist and your leg, but this time around, just your fist alone against Tyson Fury right there in Riyadh. But it was a good bout for the young man from Africa. On that note, I welcome you proper to the program 360 Sports. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Like I said, let's begin from the pound-to-pound sports, boxing precisely, where Tyson Fury defeated Ngannou by a split decision, all the judges scoring Tyson Fury the highest mark in that bout. This bout, there was no bet at stake. Tyson Fury didn't put his WBC belt on the line for this particular fight. It was just an exhibition match between Ngannou and Tyson Fury. But good one. Both fighters actually made some good money for themselves. For Tyson Fury, 50 million pounds into his pocket, and for Ngannou went home with 10 million pounds. That's a whopping sum of amount of money. 50 million, 10 million pounds. You know, when you bring that to the continent of Africa, you know what will be in your bank account is going to be swelling up, and that is what Ngannou actually got in that fight. But Ngannou made a statement for somebody coming from the mixed martial art to challenge someone who just uses his fist alone, and he actually showed a very good glimpses in that particular fight where he at some point he knocked down Tyson Fury and everybody thought it was over, but Tyson Fury was able to get back to his feet and he continued the fight. At the end of the day, it was a split decision, and good one for Ngannou for him to try out boxing proper. And for Tyson Fury, we all know he still has all the bets to his name, and everybody wants him to challenge the Usyk from Ukraine, and a lot of talk has been going on. But for this particular fight, it was a good one for both fighters. It was just an exhibition fight, but all the stars, Cristiano Ronaldo was there, some big names were right there in Riyadh to watch this particular match, and some persons they actually like the result. The likes of Gary Lineker and co has said no. It was Ngannou who was supposed to win, but at the end of the day, I'm not a judge. I'm not a boxing judge. I'm not the referee. I don't know what it is, but they know what they use in scoring Tyson Fury in that particular game. And I have Isaac Omidiji from Niger State joining me on the show. Isaac Omidiji, welcome to 360 Sports. For Ngannou, it was a good fight for Ngannou against Tyson Fury.
Good morning, Emmanuel. Thank you for the opportunity. And for Francis Ngannou, it was a good one. It came as a surprise to us. We never expected that Fury would not be able to defend us, considering the fact that Ngannou is his debut in boxing. We know him as a star of mixed martial arts, and someone who has made his name from mixed martial arts. Probably because it was a friendly game, let me call it that way, friendly bout. It was something that there is nothing at stake. Maybe that was why Fury was content. Let us give him that excuse. If not, Fury has no reason to be complacent. This is also a profession, though a professional is mixed martial arts. So why being complacent? Because I'm one of those who watched this particular thing and thought that the victory should have gone to Francis Ngannou. Probably it will have done damage to Tyson Fury, his image, and the fact that it needs to still fight the Usyk in December, if that is still possible. And the way he came into this particular bout, he was confident. There was no sign of a debutant on him. He was throwing the punches well. The punches we expect Tyson to be throwing. We saw Ngannou throw it, and he did it very well. And as no occasion did I think in Ghana was so much under pressure. It was rather that some so much under pressure, but the judges gave a split decision. Two of them gave a victory to Tyson Fury, and it ended in favor of Tyson. So it's good to be beaten and get £10 million. I would love to also be beaten and even get £1 million.
So you would love to be beaten to get £1 million. That's true. But at the end of the day, if you look at this particular bout, for Ngannou, a debutant in the boxing proper, and for Tyson Fury, he has been there. Now, with this fight, do you think Tyson Fury stand a chance against the Ukrainian poor fighter, that is Alexander Usyk?
Sure. We shouldn't take away from Tyson Fury. We don't defended himself the way he defended himself against. We don't know why he performed the way he performed at Ghana. I know he is this British guy that plays not just with his mouth, actually before the bout. So we shouldn't use this to judge against Usyk. Though we know that Usyk will be a formidable opponent, great one for Fury than even Anthony Joshua. That is one part I'm seriously looking forward to. It is going to be a very great. But the injury he has sustained in Ghana, especially in his eye, might make the game. Might not make the bout in this very visible now against Usyk. So Usyk was ready to fight. He even came into the ring out and said he's ready to fight. But seeing of Tyson Fury are still discussing and seeing that until he's really fit after some of the punch from Ghana, that was when he's going to fight Usyk. He's still going to fight. He's going to be tough one. It's not going to be a walkover for anyone. But Tyson Fury any day time is a great puncher and a great boxer.
Yes, Tyson Fury any day, any time is a great puncher and a great fighter. You know, it's always difficult when you are fighting the southpaw guys and the orthodox guys, and that is who Alexander Usyk is. He's from the southpaw side. Okay, let's see how it goes. Maybe in December, if eventually Tyson Fury gets healed on time from those punches from our own Francis Ngannou, then we can have that fight in December. If not, well, maybe probably by next year, that fight should be coming up. Okay, let's leave the boxing story and come back home proper. Let's talk about the Super Falcons right now, where the NFF president Ibrahim Gusso has asked Nigerians to come to the stadium, that is the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, come on Tuesday 31st of October and support the Super Falcons against the Lucy of Ethiopians, and NFF in that manner through the gate open. That means you are free to come to the stadium and come and watch out the Super Falcons against the Ethiopians. Now, let's not forget what happened to the Super Eagles during the World Cup qualifiers. The gate was thrown open for everybody to come. At the end of the day, we got the shocker of our life. Okay, let's see, Isaac, tomorrow's game, we need to win this particular game because the first leg ended 1-1, and NFF in their own way of supporting these girls, motivating them, has thrown the gate open for Nigerians to come and watch these girls against the Lucy of Ethiopia.
But the gate open was not the reason why we didn't qualify. Talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but the players slept off and the goalkeeper was nowhere to be found. And the coaches were also bereft of this in that particular game. But this is because of Nigeria. They know that just need to win and win well. And personally, I was disappointed that I didn't even get the victory with Ethiopia. Ethiopia and on the pitch of play were not to the task of facing the Super Falcons of Nigeria, not the defeat. But fortunately, this is football. Sounded this warning even before that game that the main house in football in quotes, and they are giving the countries shockers at different levels. So I was not surprised that we didn't get the victory in Ethiopia, though I was disappointed. That is real. This is Abuja. The girls must qualify this time around, and they must beat Ethiopia and beat them very well. We all know what's at stake. Kudos to the NFF, looking at the economic in the country, to pay for transportation to the stadium, pay for gate fee will be a problem. So that is open, let the guests get the maximum support. I hope that the residents of Abuja will have enough time to come out for these ladies.
Yes, the residents of Abuja will have enough time, I believe. I think the guests are going to get the maximum support of Abuja people. You know, whenever it is going down in Abuja, you're sure of getting that mammoth crowd. But for the Super Falcons, they know they need to beat the Lucy of Ethiopia and at least to progress. Whoever comes, either the crested crane of Uganda or Cameroon, because the first leg against those two countries, Uganda is leading by 2-0, and probably if that result remains the same in the reverse fixture, then the Super Falcons will have to keep a date with the crested cranes of Uganda. Okay, let's leave the Super Falcons story. That game will be coming up at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium come Tuesday, 31st of October 2023. Okay, let's go straight to Europe. Let's start with the English Premier League, where our own Super Eagles striker Taiwo Awoniyi is back from injury, but he was introduced in the second half of that game from the 70-something minutes into that game against the Reds, that's the Liverpool, and they lost that game by 3-0. But the good news is that Taiwo Awoniyi is back for Nottingham Forest and the Super Eagles.
Well, it's a good one for Taiwo Awoniyi. He has been missed by not rest. Remember, he was in top form before he suffered that injury during international break, and he has not played for Nottingham Forest for some few games. This has not reflected in the result of Nottingham Forest. I wish that Awoniyi still remain in top form and play without injury prior to the game against Liverpool. Even if Nottingham Forest is going to lose, I wouldn't to have even been on the score sheet. Considering he's coming back to the club, he signed for initially on several loans outside the shores the United Kingdom before coming back and signing Nottingham Forest. But it's a good one. Let's hope that he will start banging goals, because we need all our strikers to be informed going to the African Cup of Nations, and they should faith of the manager Potter in and ensure that a lot of goals even before taking permission to the African Cup of Nations. Personally, I'm worried for most of the players that will be playing in the African Cup of Nations who are doing well in their club sides or even fighting for a share in their club side, and probably at the point of getting a starting lineup or getting a permanent shirt, that is when you're going for the African Cup of Nations. It's a dicey one for these players, but they must give their best every time they don't call their club side or the national team.
Yes, every time they put on the colors of their club side or the national team. And for Taiwo Awoniyi, fantastic player right there, coming back from Nottingham Forest. And Steve Cooper have actually said a lot of good things about Taiwo Awoniyi. And he was, at the beginning of the season, he was an important part of that team before that injury set in. Okay, let's look at the Premier League table. Also, Manchester United, your team, Isaac, what is going on? In the Manchester derby, they got 3-0 bashing, and Erling Haaland cannot stop scoring against Manchester United. He got a brace in that particular game, and for Manchester United, they fell like a pack of cards. What is going on with Manchester United?
Nothing surprising. They're only getting the result of their investment. Your return on investment is what you actually invested in and how you invested in. The club haven't done enough good investment in terms of player recruitment, in terms of managerial recruitment, in terms of recruitment, and generally in terms of ownership. So the club is more or less in the prison cage, and the owner of the cage are not willing to allow those in the cage to even really come out and get freedom. And that will take a longer period of time, because this time around that Sheikh Jassim has even thrown in the buying the club, now going to Jim. It's not going to be a good one at some concern. You have a bunch of good players who are only good for the national team, few for the national team, who have no pedigree playing for the height. You have players who are not enough to don that red shirt part. And you call that 3-0 bashing, tennis color a bashing. I think it was even an honorable defeat. I was expecting something like 8-9-0 United. And to be honest, Man City didn't do well yesterday. Should have beaten United by 8-9-0. So I would know that United are completely off. when it comes to play on the pitch presently.
Yes, of course, they would have scored more than 3 goals. But on the night for Manchester United, well, let's see how it continues. In 9 years, they've not been able to beat Manchester United with that kind of score margin at Old Trafford. But yesterday, the Pep Guardiola man, the master, actually broke that record. Let's look at the Premier League table. Let's look at how teams are standing after the weekend matches. Let's have the Premier League table. Let's see where Manchester United is standing on the table after that loss. And also Tottenham continue to remain at the top of the table after they beat Crystal Palace 2-1 on Friday. They have 26 points. Arsenal following with 24 points. And Manchester City have 24 points. Liverpool is on 23 points on the 4th position. Aston Villa is following Liverpool 5th position with 22 points. Newcastle United have 17 points, standing on the 6th position. Brighton is on 17 points, standing on the 7th position. And Manchester United remain 8th position with 15 points and -5 goal difference. And West Ham United is following Manchester United with 14 points on the 9th position. And Brentford is on the 10th position. They beat Chelsea and they have 13 points. They have the second half of the table. Chelsea is on the 11th position with 12 points. We have Wolves on the 12th position with 12 points. We have Crystal Palace on the 13th position with 12 points. And Fulham is on the 14th position with 12 points. The four teams, they're having the same number of points, but on goal difference, 2, 4, -4, -5, -7, and -4. And for Everton, they got their win of the season. And we have Nottingham Forest standing on the 16th position with 10 points. We have Bournemouth on the 17th position with 6 points, and Luton Town is on the 18th position with 5 points, and Burnley has on the 19th position with 4 points, and Sheffield United remains at the bottom of the table with 1 point, standing on the 20th position. And that is how the table looks like for the EPL after matches went down match day 10 in the Premier League. Okay, let's go straight to League One. Let's look at how League One fared for Kylian Mbappe. He got 2 goals against Brest in that particular encounter, and it was enough for them to take all 3 points. And for Kylian Mbappe, fantastic one. But for PSG, Isaac, they've been struggling since the beginning of the season. Do you see PSG like a team that can wrestle back that top of the table?
Plus, for that, please, are they formidable enough so that Luis Enrique has to be able to stamp his authority on this particular team? Mbappe has continued to be the one taking him out of embarrassing defeat. Remember his scores yesterday, including the winning goal, 9 minutes of the game that ended it 3-2 from home. All that was a struggle to get results. And the French league is no longer the PSG players well or not playing well. They're going to be top. Other clubs are also riding. So time will tell. Let's hope that he will be able to infuse his long time and get them gelling together. I think they will be able to wrestle the game. But as it stands now, they still have a lot to.
Okay, let's look at it this way. For Kylian Mbappe has been on the transfer news for quite some time. His extension of contract with PSG falling out, a lot of issues. Do you think Kylian Mbappe's issue has distracted this team from getting the maximum result they desire?
I think it distracted them from not doing in terms of players. Wonderful signing they made that has been very effective in the summer. So you get to some extent, but this is a club that shouldn't be based on the player, a club that than the player, and the manager that should have been able to how to bring in replacement at the shortest possible time. So they should grow beyond that, whether they like it or not. Mbappe will be leaving the summer, I believe.
Yes, whether they like it or not, Mbappe is set to leave that team no matter what happens. Okay, let's look at League One table. Let's look at teams that are standing on the League One table. For PSG, they are not there. We have Nice on the top of the table with 22 points, and PSG after that, after beating Brest over the weekend, they have 21 points, standing on the 2nd position. Monaco is on the 3rd position with 20 points, and Lille on the 4th position with 18 points. Reims is on the 5th position with 17 points. We have Brest that lost to PSG, is on the 6th position with 15 points. We have Nantes, our Moses Simon team, is on the 7th position with 14 points. Rennes is on the 8th position with 12 points. And then we have Marseille. Olympique Marseille is on the 9th position with 12 points. And Lens is on the 10th position with 12 points. They have the flip side of the table. We have Montpellier on the 11th position with 11 points. We have Toulouse on the 12th position with 11 points. And Le Havre, a newly promoted team, has 11 points on the 13th position. We have Strasbourg on the 14th position with 11 points, -6, and from 11 to 14 have the same number of points, but goal difference separated them. We have Lorient on the 15th position with -5, goal difference on 10 points, and Mertz is on the 16th position with 9 points, and 17th is Clermont Foot with 5 points, and Lyon continues to remain at the bottom of the Ligue 1 table with just 3 points and -11 goal difference. That is how it is in Ligue 1 after match day 10 over the weekend. And good one for all of the teams, and particularly for our own Nigerian players plying their trade in French Ligue 1. Moses Simon cannot stop assisting, has been putting up superlative performances for past some weeks right now for Moses Simon. Isaac.
Yes, not just Moses Simon, who is a player for Montpellier, Steven Akko, who is the 6th goal of the season for Montpellier. And let's hope that this will continue to get it right. It's good to have a repetition. It's good for their career and it's good. The Akko guy is a strike, and I don't think it will be good or fast enough. Not that it will not be good enough, but we have a chance to even make it to the Super Eagles team for that, because he has not even been in the Super Eagles. But he has come to limelight. He has caused his goals in teams for months. Okay? And I know he hard to get the recognition of also. So for the likes of Moses Simon, they already established names. They are certain that they're still going to make it to the African Cup of Nations. But other Premier League must also continue, get it right, and get their names on not just top scorer sheet, but top performer further from the goalkeeping, defense, or strikers position.
Yes, of course, all of them must keep in top shape so that at least they can get the call-up from Jose Pizarro and NFF. Let's see how it goes for Akko. Well, the strikers we have right now, I don't think he has a chance against any of these strikers, but it's good. He should keep up this performance. Time will tell. Probably, maybe he will have that chance to come to get the call-up to the Super Eagles. Okay, let's leave League 1 and go straight to Serie A. We still expect Victor Osimhen to come back on time, but right there he was not with them at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, where they played 2-2 with AC Milan on Sunday. But a good one for Napoli. They were able to come back from 2 goals down after Oliver Giroud got those 2 goals for AC Milan, but they had to fight back. They equalized that particular game, and it ended 2-2. That was in the Italian Serie A. And for Inter Milan and Roma, it was 1-0 in favor of Inter Milan. Okay, let's look at some result of the Italian Serie A, and after that, we're going to look at the table. But good one for Nigerian players also playing their trade in Serie A. Okay, Napoli and AC Milan ended it on a 2-2 goal affair. We have a Cagliari against Frosinone 4-3. That is 7-goal thriller. Monza on Udinese played 1-1. Inter Milan, like I said, picked Roma 1-0, and Sassuolo and Bologna 1-1 it ended, and Lecce lost at home to Torino 1-0, and Juventus also beat Hellas Verona 1-0 at the Allianz Arena. Okay, let's have the Serie A, Italian Serie A table. Let's look at how teams are faring after the matches over the weekend. Inter Milan still remains at the top of the table with 25 points and 20 goal difference, and we have Juventus following on the 2nd position with 23 points and 10 goal difference. We have AC Milan on the 3rd position with 22 points after the draw against Napoli. They have 7 goal difference, and then we have Napoli, a free scoring side also, who have 10 goal difference on the 4th position with 18 points. We have Fiorentina on the 5th position with 5 goal difference and 17 points. Atlanta is on the 6th position with 16 points. We have Bologna on the 7th position, 15 points. Roma is on the 8th position with 14 points. Lazio is on the 9th position with 13 points. And then we have Monza standing on the 10th position with 13 points. Let's have the flip side off the table. Let's see how teams are faring at the second side of the table. We have Lecce on the 11th position with 13 points and -2 goal difference. Ferensononi is on the 12th position with -2 and 12 points. We have Torino on the 13th position with -5 goal difference and 12 points. Genoa is on the 14th position and on -3 goal difference, 11 points. We have Sassuolo on the 15th position with 11 points. Hellas Verona is on the 16th position with 8 points. Empoli 7 points on the 17th position. Udinese is on the 18th position with 7 points, also -8 goal difference. The same points with Empoli, but minus goal difference separated both sides. And then we have Cagliari on the 19th position with -12 goal difference, has 6 points, and Salernitana still remains at the bottom of the table, -14 points, -14 goal difference and 4 points on the 20th position. That is how teams are standing. And for Napoli, well, at least they still miss the services of Victor Osimhen. Isaac, quickly, just one or two from you about Victor Osimhen. He has come out again to say he is happy at Napoli.
See, for him to be coming out constantly now to prove his sleepiness at Napoli shows that something is wrong. Because if nothing is wrong, you don't have to be coming out to the whether you're happy or not. And I think what happened to him with Napoli and the reaction of the club on the TikTok account actually, after the relationship between Napoli and Osimhen, but they are not trying to come out to be unknown. So it's not why the constant coming out to speak. And we already know that he has Arsenal moved to another club, and believe that at the end of the season, we've seen Napoli selling off Victor. My worry is, will he be able to enact the form of last season? If he's not able to do that, there will be a problem laying off. And don't forget that this is a player we have mentioned or highlighted to the African best player of the year. Is this be the favorite? Question.
Yes, it's still going to be a favorite. Let's see how it pans out at the end of the day. Okay, quickly, before we go on the show, let's take a look at today's fixtures. We have matches lined up in the top European leagues. Let's look at today's fixtures, matches that will be coming up tonight. In the La Liga, we have Granada against Villarreal. In the Italian Serie A, we have Empoli against Atlanta, and Lazio will play Fiorentina. Okay, let's quickly take this transfer news on the show before we go. Arsenal are ready to sell Aaron Ramsdale. Well, let's see how it ends on the day for Aaron Ramsdale. He has been fantastic during the first season for Arsenal, but this time around, they are ready to actually sell him in the summer. And well, for Aaron Ramsdale, let's see if he's going to leave Arsenal, probably in the summer, but good one for this young man. He has kept his own in between the sticks for Arsenal last season, and this time around, I think he has not really gotten that form he came with during his first season with Arsenal. Isaac, that is where we'll leave it on the show on 360 Sports. Thanks for joining me on the show this morning.
Thank you very much, Manuel.